another reading. This is a celebrity reading for Ciara and Russell Wilson. Alright, so the card deck that we're going to start with are the Soul's Journey. Alright, and I found that to be quite interesting, that this was the deck that I was going to start with for both of them, just to kind of see where their relationship is right now, you know. So I'm actually going to start off with that. Where are they in their marriage, in their relationship? Let's start with that. That's a deep enough question, is it? Where are they? And how are they in their relationship currently? Russell Wilson and Ciara Wilson. Alright, last year. Alrighty. So, the first two cards are inverted. The first card, self-esteem. Alright. It says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Alright. Next card inverted is the relationship card. Alright. And it says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Alright. And then the last card we have is the empathy card. You guys can see that. Alright. It says, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. And that was the only card that was not inverted. Alright. So when we go back to this self-esteem card, and it says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. However, it was inverted. Okay. So what do we get from this concerning where their current relationship is, and where are they? What are the dynamics? What is it like right now? So what I'm getting from this card, okay, so sometimes I get that she doesn't fully understand him. I think that Ciara is a very strategic person. I think that she looks at every different point of view. I think she tries to put herself in other people's shoes to see, you know, how they would look at the situation. And I think she's done that, you know, and it is considerate. I think they are very considerate of each other, but at the same time, there are certain aspects of him that she just doesn't get or doesn't quite understand, you know. And so, of course, that could be an issue down the line if it's not an issue right now, when you don't understand certain aspects of your mate, and especially if it's a significant part of who they are. You know, it can cause issues because, you know, sometimes, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone and they say, well, you should have known that, or you should have known that about me. And how does it make you feel, or how does it make you look where you really don't understand it? And then they tend to say, well, you just really don't know me at all. Do I even know you? And it turns into this whole circle. You know what I mean? So it could have the potential to turn into something, you know, serious. Or if it has not occurred in their relationship on a significant scale, it could go that way. So that's maybe something that they need to look out for her to really kind of get down to the bottom of what it is she doesn't really understand about him. And then another thing that you can look at, maybe it could be something that he's not willing to open up about right now. So you have to look at it as that as well. And what I'm getting right now, it feels like that it may be along the lines of something that he's not really willing to open up about or talk to her about deeply as of yet. And I think this may be something within him that he hasn't expressed to anyone else, let alone one or two people. I don't think he's expressed this notion to her. And when you look at it being the self-esteem card, when you put this together, what I'm getting from this, and why I'm smiling, because I feel like it's all coming together now, it may be the fact that I think that he I don't want to say the word jealous of her, but he's very protective, and he knows that many people and even the world sees her as a entertainer, or even, a sex symbol. Someone who's very beautiful and desirable by many people. And for some reason, that it kind of eats at him a little bit. He doesn't mind the world seeing what he sees in her, the beautiful aspect, not just physically, but the heart that she has. But at the same time, it's something that he wants to keep to himself personally. So he shares her on a grand scale to the world, but there are certain things that he wants to keep private. And since she is a famous entertainer and her life is almost like an open book, it's as if there's parts of her that he can't keep to himself. And so some way it's connected to his self-esteem and how he feels about being able to control certain situations or circumstances that may arise that will make him feel uncomfortable or could make him feel uncomfortable. And she wants to help him get over that, but she kind of really doesn't understand it. She understands it, but then she kind of doesn't, because she doesn't know how to rectify that issue within him, because honestly it's something that deals with him, and it's nothing that she can do to help that. He has to help that within himself. So that's what I'm seeing so far. And what I always like to do, I like to pull from the Energy Oracle deck just to confirm what's been revealed. I just like to shuffle this 3 times. And that is the 3rd chakra Archangel Chamuel. All right. And when you look at the 3rd chakra Archangel Chamuel, when you think about the 3rd chakra, it deals with your light, the energy, the bright being that you are. And I feel as if for him, she is like that ray of light for him. I think, honestly, I kind of feel as if his happiness is a little bit unhealthily connected, if that's a word. I'm sorry, y'all, if it's not. Unhealthily connected to her. His self-esteem and his happiness, more so his happiness is connected to her. And I think that he wants to control certain aspects, but he doesn't have any control over it. And so her being that ray of sunshine in his life, he wants to be able to protect her, to be able to control certain things in certain situations, but he's not able to because she's such a force on her own. And so I think he has to learn how to merge that energy. This powerful energy that she has, the powerful energy that he has, they both can stand alone on their own, but together they complement each other. So I think he has to understand or fully understand the fact that you don't need to control her or certain situations around her, because if you've married her and you felt as if you're able to trust her and trust her decision making, then you have to let that stay. That's what you got to do. And trust that, the union that you have together will stay, in the end, along with communication and constantly, kind of understanding each other. Even if you come to agreement, even if you don't fully agree with each other or understand it, at that point in time, you should come to an agreement where we still love each other. I still trust you. I still care for you. And I trust that you will make the best decisions, And that's it, So we go to the relationship card, and that was inverted as well. It says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And like I said, they are two very high energy forces very high energy. You look at what he does as a football player, very high energy. He has to be good, physical wise, health wise, to be able to play football. And she's such a high energy entertainer. She likes to dance. She always dances, and she does all of this. She's always moving. So you have these two balls of fire, these high energy people that try to coexist. And sometimes when you have two balls of fire, sometimes it's not as easy to coexist. You have two balls of fire. It's not like one is fire and one is water, and they can kind of you can douse that person out sometimes, but neither here nor there. It can work. Okay, the two balls of fire can work, but it takes a lot of like I said before, it takes communication. And sometimes I don't like to use the word compromise, because when people think of compromise, they always think about compromising themselves to the point where one person is always giving and the other person is always taking. And it's sad that connotation is added to that word. But when I see compromise, personally, it means that we have agreed to come to a common ground, a point that will keep our lines of communication open, that will keep our communication open, that will keep our relationship in a healthy area. Okay? And we agreed to revisit this at a better time, or at a time where both of us feel as if we've gained more introspection and understanding and clarity on the situation. And we agree to keep working on it until we find a resolution that works for both of us. And it clears the area, and we're still able to move freely and flowing in this relationship. You know what I mean? So the card that was pulled in relation to the relationship card is the anxiety card. Y'all can see that. What I'm getting from this, I feel as if she really loves him. She wants to please him. She wants things to go correctly. She wants things to continuously flow, but I think he's actually dealing with something within himself, dealing with his trust. I think he has some trust going on. Distrust. So you know what? This is the next question. We finna go like this, y'all. What is this distrust that Russell is feeling? What is the distrust that Russell is feeling? Let's go with the Angel Tarot, y'all. What is this distrust that he is feeling? Because this is interesting. It's not quite sure. It's like he wants to keep a hold on something or be able to control something, It's pretty interesting. What is it that he's not trusting within himself or in the relationship? What is it that he's not trusting? All right. So we have the Ten of Fire. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health concerns. Ooh. Let's start right here, y'all. Okay, y'all see that? Ten of Fire? Okay. I feel as if Russell feels as if he doesn't want people to take advantage of her. And I know that, possibly she may have been, she was out of the industry for a while. Like, she was in the mix, but just as far as in her element, getting back out there with music, dancing, and doing what she feels as if this is what she's here to do. She was out of commission for a bit, you know. But now it's like she's in the zone. She's in her energy. This is her time. This is her period. And I feel as if he doesn't want her to burn out. So you see this 10 of fire. He does not want her to burn out. Now, this time around, when she's back in the game, she has extra things attached to her. She is a wife. She is a mother of two, you know, and then she's an entertainer. And then she's a friend and a daughter and all of these things now, right? So that in itself, being a wife and a mother, takes great energy. It takes great responsibility. And it's nothing that most people don't take lightly. I don't think she takes lightly either. And I feel as if he really doesn't want her to overextend herself in so many different areas and burn out. So he's pretty much concerned about her stability and being able to juggle or balance all of her responsibilities. And I feel as if maybe he would want her to be not just a Susie homemaker, because I know for sure he knew that's not her. She loves her kids, but just being a stay-at-home wife, mom right now in her prime, her 30s, I think she is 30s or something like that, when she's just building up herself again, you know that's not going to happen. But I think he wants her to slow down just a little bit. Yeah, see what I'm saying? The Caring Connections card, he's worried about her. That's what it is. He's worried about her. He doesn't want her to burn out. He doesn't want her to overextend herself. So that's why he's trying to control situations around her, because he want to make sure, because, you know, this game is cutthroat. You know, people care about, at the end of the day, it's money. They can, you know, music execs and all these people can act like they care about you. They can act like your friend, but you the breadwinner, you the money maker, and everybody is connected to you. If you don't do shows, if you don't have an assistant, if you don't have these things, all these people are getting paid off you. Okay? So, of course, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, you can do this, or you can do this, you can do this. And her having a drive that she has, she going to feel like she can be able to do it. But he doesn't want her to burn out, because once you burn out, then the way that you feel, it spills over in every other aspect of your life. So then if she burns out here, then how does she have the energy to fix her relationship or to keep her relationship going, you know, in the right direction and flowing in the right way? If she doesn't have the energy for herself, how is she going to have the energy for someone else? You see what I'm saying? So then you go to the Queen of Fire. Confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. This is her all the way. So she's feeling like, hey, I got this. And this is probably the conversations that they've had before. So him, on the other hand, is like, look, you got a lot on your plate. How about you just slow down and just kind of do this? She's like, no, I can do this, A, B, C, D, and D, and still be a wife and a mother. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I got this. She is the Queen of Fire. Remember I said she's this big ball of energy? Didn't I say that? Him and her, big ball of energy. So you got the 10 of Fire. This was talking about him and how he felt. And then you have her, the Queen of Fire. Okay? So both of them are high energy people, but he's very protective. I think that he's very protective of her, number one, and his family. And he wants that unit to stay intact. And he's very committed to doing so. But it's just, they don't quite see eye to eye right now on how he views the situation. Okay? So let's see what confirmation do we get with this Queen of Fire card. Door to value. Okay? So, door to value. You see that? So it looks like for her, she's saying like, hey, I could do it all. I got the energy. I plan, I strategize, I can do it. I know that I can do it. She has that confidence in herself. And she's like, you know, I know what's of value to me. I know my family. I know my children, my relationship with my husband, my career. All of things are of value to me, and I have the right and I have the ability to pursue all of those things. And I can excel in all of those equally. That's how she feels. But then on the other hand, he's like, okay, you know, you have to prioritize these values. For her, all of them are equal and she can do all of them equally well, but for him, it's more of a linear, like it's more of a prioritize for him. So that's why they don't see eye to eye. Then you go to the Ace of Fire, all these fire cards. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What does that mean, y'all? Let's pull from this energy oracle. Ace of Fire, exciting new opportunities, career advancement, change your life now. Who was that talking about? Looky. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, y'all. The broken heart was pulled, right? The broken heart was pulled. Who are we talking about? Okay, so in this aspect right here, I see, almost don't want to say it. Okay, so I feel as if, I told you guys, I think Ciara really loves him. She loves her family, and this is what she wanted. And at the same time, I think if she end up getting to the point where she has to choose, she will choose her family and her husband. So if she has to back down from certain things, I think she will. But it will somewhat break her heart. And that's why you have that. Because she's not fully giving energy and attention to that creative force in her life. That creative force, look, she manifested a lot of things. She manifested a man that she wanted, that cares for her and her family. She manifested, beautiful children, which she's wanted. She has a girl and a boy, balance. She's manifested, resurrected her career again. So it's a lot of things that's been going on that she's manifested. And she feels as if she, like I said, is able to equally give her time and energy to all of them. But at the same time, I think she really has a belief in keeping the peace and the balance in her relationship and with her husband. And I feel as if there may be certain opportunities that she may go ahead and pass on for the sake of keeping her relationship together and intact, and to not create any more anything that's going to create division in her relationship, and yeah, this is interesting, guys. All right. Whew. Just, for women in general to be able to fulfill their own individuality, their personal desires, their soul's journey, while also trying to merge in a union with another individual and fulfill their responsibilities, and to guide little ones, as well as to have a balanced relationship. It takes hard work. And unfortunately, sometimes a lot of women end up giving up on certain aspects of their life that they want to fulfill in order to make sure that the bigger picture as a whole stays intact, as far as their family and their relationship. So that's the struggle with a lot of women who choose family and career, and it's not easy. So I will say, let's ask one more question. What's in store for the both of them and their relationship? What's in store for both of them and their relationship? Let's go to the shamanic healing card. So, does it look like they'll get over their issues? This card is all about healing. I'll tell you how to get through it. If you're not sure, Ciara, watch this video, because it's about to tell you how to work through these little obstacles and resurrect healing and balance and fluidity in your life and in your relationship. One more show. All right. So we asked, What's in store for them in their relationship? All right. Letting go. You can see that. Then we have the movement into balance. This is everything that I just said, right? This is what's in store for them. And discernment. Okay. This is a 1, 2, 3 shot. Number one. Sometimes you have to let go of your expectations that you have of other people, and you have to trust that they're going to make the best decisions. Ultimately, other people can tell you what they see from their point of view. They can give you pointers, suggestions, and they can tell you, you know what, I think you should do this. But on the other hand, you being the authority over your life and understanding your purpose and your soul purpose as a whole, only you know exactly what it is you need to do and how you need to move. So, on his end, he's going to learn how to let go of trying to control certain situations and understand that she has the ability to make the right decisions for herself as well as for her family. You have to believe that. If you married her and you knew she made right decisions, you have to trust that, right? So you have to let go, okay? She has to let go of trying to appease him to the point where she breaks some of her ties, or if she breaks some of the things that she wants to do. You can't appease, you can't please everyone, and sometimes they may be disappointed, but in the end they will understand why you made those certain decisions. And then it goes to movement and balance. So once you understand those two elements, her and him, they're going to move into their area of balance. I see them working this situation out, but it is, you know, as in any marriage or relationship, you're going to have certain issues, bumps in the roads that you go into, and it's just all about learning how to work through it. It may take some time, or it may be short and sweet, but you got to work through it. And then discernment. At the end of the day, like I said, you got to trust. And you got to listen to your higher self as well. For him, you know, himself may be telling himself, myself just told myself, right, that, you know what, I got to trust her more. I trust her decision making. Like I said in the beginning, you know, maybe he has to tell that to himself, his own discernment, like, you know what, I see her making decisions that are beneficial to herself as well as the family. You got to let that go. And for her, she has to be a little bit understanding and know that he means well, but at the same time, you know, you have to stand firm in what you believe in. You know what I mean? But what these cards are saying, it looks like that they'll be able to get through this situation. It's just going to take some time, some effort, and they can get through it. But however, thanks for joining me with this this reading, Ciara and Russell Wilson, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.
I apologize for sneezing in your video.